What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Asus Conference, the podcast. I'm Justin from Virtual Computers and Asus Conference, and with me always is my good friend Tim, who's at the cabin. What's up, buddy?
Yep. How you doing? I can't complain. I like this. We have done, I don't know, 30 some of these episodes, and every single one you are right there.
Yep. Right there.
And I've done it this is now the second time from the cabin. I did it from the lanai in Hawaii. I feel like my life's
so the issue,
yours.
Right. So the issue is that my office door is locked from the outside. I can't get out. I can't actually leave my office. I'm stuck here.
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. I'm a captive in my own home. Plus, I'm hiding from my kids. We have some special guests today. I like episodes where we have guests because you like it because you don't have to talk.
I like it because it turns into the let's teach Tim how to do shit show, and I appreciate that. Like that's
you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something new today, I think.
I hope so.
Do you send let's do it like an old TV show. Do you send documents to your clients, Timothy? No, but then you're not gonna learn anything. Thanks.
I'm supposed to go.
Just go with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you should use SignEasy, right? By Blamco. Speaking of SignEasy, that's who our guests are. Monica and Jens from SignEasy. Hi.
Hey, Justin. Happy to be here.
Hold on. Is SignEasy really owned by Blamco?
I don't know. You know what I was thinking? As I was doing that stupid thing, remember from Ren and Stimpy? It's log, it's big, it's heavy. You don't remember it? Log was owned by Blamco. That's where it came. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Jens and Monica from SignEasy are here. So for those who don't know about SignEasy, or you, Monica, or you, Jens, please go ahead. I guess Monica first. Let people know who you are and tell us something people probably don't know about you.
Cool. Well, Justin, my name is Monica, as you so nicely said. I am the head of customer success at SignEasy, and most people don't know that I lived in Brazil and speak Portuguese.
Oh, nice. I don't. Okay, I guess it's Jens' turn then.
Hey, Justin. Thanks for introducing me. I'm Jens. I am the Apple Partner Manager here at SignEasy. Really focus on, developing relationships with some of the consultants. And I guess a thing that people don't know about me is that I'm a scuba diving instructor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I actually taught scuba in both Thailand and Roatan, Honduras.
Have you done scuba diving in Brazil?
No, I have not.
Well, I cannot swim. Yeah, I can't swim, so that would have been a good place to link up. But
there you go. See,
too late now.
Asus Conference and podcast making matches happen.
Connecting the world.
Connecting the world through scuba diving.
Next time.
So we like to date these episodes just so people know. Today is Friday, April 24th for whenever this goes out. So anything we say might get delayed. But first things first, SignEasy is going to be a part of Asus Conference 2020 live in October, which also means they're going to be part of Asus Conference 2020, the prequel, happening May 19th and 20th in your comfortable home because it's virtual. It's online. You don't have to go anywhere. Don't wear pants. We don't care. You're just going to watch people and you're going to learn about how to survive in this rutabaga world. Dude, the weather outside is ridiculous. I think we're still in like plague land.
Did you guys have a tornado warning this week? Was there
not
a tornado
me, not us, but like
Manhattan?
further south in New Jersey, it touched down. Tom's River,
Really?
New Jersey had a tornado because that's what we need on top of everything else right now.
In Jersey doesn't need a tornado, that's for sure.
Jersey doesn't need anything. Jersey needs to become New York. That's what the problem is.
Jersey has its own problems.
Jersey has its own
Sorry
problems.
for all the
Okay.
Jersey listeners.
I don't think there's any. If you're from Jersey and you're a consultant and I don't know who you are and you're listening to this, please email me, justin@virtualcomputers.com. All right, so we're going to talk about SignEasy. So I've been talking to you guys about this for a little bit. SignEasy is document signature online, yeah. But you guys are technically competitors with a product I made years ago called Sign My Pad. But I'm here. I want to bury the hatchet because SignMyPad is no longer with us. Rest in peace. But I did sign my entire mortgage when I bought this house with SignMyPad, and I'm trying to refinance, and they won't do it digitally because I want to use SignEasy to do it with. But for those who don't know, tell anyone about like what SignEasy is, where did it come from, how does it work? Get me to stop talking.
Sure, Justin. I can kind of jump in about that. But first of all, thank you for being one of our ancestors and kind of trailblazing that whole e-signature thing.
Oh, I just got called old. My birthday's next week. I don't want to be called an ancestor.
Our tech predecessor.
All right, that's fine. I'll go with that.
So SignEasy is exactly what the name says. It's an easy way to sign documents. We've been around for a number of years now, and I'm sure everyone here has experienced signing a document electronically, at least I hope they have, at some point or another. There's few major players out there, some names that are recognizable, but I think where we really stand out is we completely focus on the mobile experience. So I would say that our mobile app is really easy to use and just as robust as a web experience. And also, we just really focus on small and medium-sized businesses. So where other guys are maybe really great in the enterprise space, maybe they have a lot of advanced integrations. We're just focused on the small businesses, the small hair salons, the mom and pop shops, maybe up to mid-sized law firms that are looking for something that's really easy out of the box. They don't have to spend a lot of time training and implementing and rolling it out over a long period of time. But it still upholds like all of the security and compliance requirements. So everything that we do is based around the principles of ease of use, design minimalism, and kind of along those lines.
I have to say, you said two things real quick. Sorry, Tim.
I want to talk.
All right, fine. But hold on, there's two things. You said small business. I'll let Tim talk about that. But I want to know, I just looked it up. You have 22,000 ratings in the App Store, and you have a 4.9.
Yeah, so we've done really well in the App Store. We've just recently become one of the latest Apple mobility partners. So it's kind of Apple, they've only chosen a few less than 100 mobility partners where they say, hey, this is our stamp of approval. This app is approved for doing business. And Apple is putting their backing behind it. So yeah, we've been in the App Store for quite a bit of time. I think a big part of that is we are the only e-signature app that's available like in the most number of languages globally. And so because of that, all of these global app stores as well are downloading us, and our ratings are pretty high.
Nice.
That's really cool. Well, I was just going to jump into the how, like you mentioned a hair salon. How are they putting SignEasy into use? Are they doing it for like at a transaction level, or are they doing it to, like signing contracts with employees, or what's the how's that working for people? How are they using it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we see like endless number of use cases, right? Because electronic signatures is not something that is very like industry specific. Pretty much any type of business has a need for it. And so where we really see it being used is three major ways. The first way is like requesting a signature remotely, right? So over email, you want to invite someone to sign a document, and you send the request through SignEasy, they open it, they sign it, it comes back to everyone. Second way we see it, more like the hair salon use case, is an in-person experience. So on iPad, you can imagine you're passing around an iPad, or someone is walking into your place of business and maybe they have to fill out a waiver to get some service done, or maybe two people are together in the room and they want to both fill out a sales deal together. We have that in-person option with multiple people in the same physical location. And then we have just a regular sign documents yourself option. So it's kind of like you're on the go, you have the app on your phone, someone urgently sends you an NDA and they're like, you need to get this NDA back to me today. How do you do that? You can just import it yourself and sign it with SignEasy. And so, yeah, that's mainly where we're seeing it. And then the application of that is usually like field teams that are dispersed and on the go, or admin teams that are sending out lots of contracts, or HR managers that are sending out lots of onboarding documents. And so you can kind of fill in the gaps there.
So the signature is authenticated somehow, like through my app or whatever, that it's actually me, and then it's legally I'm putting legally binding in quotes, but it'll hold up in a court of law as my signature, like as if I got it notarized. Is that?
So notary is a little bit different because notary requires like a witness. So that's a very different thing, and there's services that specialize in that. But in terms of like an electronic signature that is as legally binding as a wet signature, SignEasy meets all of the regulations. The US has a standard that's called the eSign Act. The UK has their own standard, and we abide and we're compliant by all of them. And we also provide that audit trail certificate with every single transaction, which is what makes it legally binding. We capture the encryption code, the IP address of the devices. And so, you know, that's where that comes in. But you mentioned, I think Justin mentioned his mortgage, right? So there are very few exceptions where electronic signatures aren't allowed. Even, you know, any electronic signature provider is not allowed in these cases, like, for example, getting married or divorced. You cannot remotely sign your marriage certificate.
Oh, wait, you can now. You can
I
now.
think you can do it in New York over Zoom, but I don't know if you can sign it, right? I mean,
I don't know. I heard this story. I heard it like fourth party that you can do there in New York. You can have a rutabaga wedding with you know, to make it legal.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so the thing with the mortgage. Oh yeah, go.
Oh, I was just going to say that, you know, being a newly certified minister, I will sign. This is my new side hustle. I'll do your wedding for you, $29, and you just got to have me join
29. That's steal.
Your thing. Yeah.
I have one of those too from online. Get certified online for ministry.com or something like that.
Like you can be an ordained minister.
Yeah. Well, so this is what the difference is. Like with Sign My Pad when it existed, the big thing that was different was it was still a wet signature. So we were actually having people sign with their finger on the iPad, because this is before the Apple Pencil. So when I did my mortgage, we loaded all the PDFs in, and because we could only do PDFs at the time. And I did this like 100 times over. If anyone's not watching the video, I'm literally shaking my finger. What you have is more, you know, with the digital signature, it's a very different concept, right? Because you have the same signature on everything, but like you said, it's encrypted. It has an IP trail. I'm sure there's other security that we can't talk about that makes it work. And it's just magic. And Tim believes in magic.
Yeah, it's pure magic. If you ask our developers what's going on behind the scenes, it's just magic.
That's just magic.
Yeah. Hours and hours of magic.
Exactly.
So you guys said you're an Apple mobility partner. I'm assuming this is going to fall on Jens. This is a new thing for us. We've never heard this before, maybe because we're out of the loop. But our core audience of ACEs is obviously Apple IT consultants. Obviously, for the virtual show, we're opening up for all small businesses. So we want everyone to use SignEasy. But for the Apple folks, Jens, what does it mean to be an Apple mobility partner, and what does that get them?
So SignEasy is a mobility partner, right? So in December last year, Apple came to us and they kind of noticed, you know, the things we were doing, the efforts we were doing, and they said, you know, we really like what you're doing, and we want to, you know, turn you into a mobility partner. We are now one of Apple's preferred mobility partners. So what that means is it's pretty much telling people, you know, if you work with Apple and you want to use an e-signature solution, this is our preferred solution. And so we are one of them, right? And so this is something that Apple awarded us with for the next 3 years. And so over the next 3 years, our intentions are to really focus on the Apple segment of our business. We have currently about 80% of our users are on iOS. And so those are our reasons that Apple decided we want you to become a mobility partner. And
so you guys have a special program with the Apple Consultants Network. So what has to happen there? I think I know that I was an early partner, and I know I've sent a few friends your way as we've kind of been talking to people, and I've been like, oh hey, you know, I think you need to give Monica and Jens a call. But what's that process like for them? You know, like, is there some kind of training? Is there like, you know, shared marketing dollars? What tell us about what the benefits are for a consultant to, hawk your shit.
Sure, totally. Yeah, and to answer your question, you were one of the first ones on the partner program, so we appreciate you.
Hey,
but
happy
yeah,
to be here.
there's lots of benefits, right? So the first one is we through the ACN program, we want to offer a good solution to both the ACN member as well as their clients, right? So we want you to use our solution internally, really understand how it works, and get comfortable with it, right? From there, if you like this, if the consultants like the solution and they they have clients that they think this is something they need to look at, we're able to offer our product at a discounted price to your clients, right? So that's one part of it. And then we obviously, we want to sort of reward you for recommending your client or our solution to your clients. So we also have, for some of our partners, a referral fee component in there. And so, yeah, I think there's benefits in terms of immediate implementation for your clients in terms of a discount, a referral fee, but then as well, it really creates an opportunity for you for some of the consultants to attract some more business. If a new client is looking to go digital with all of their documentation, one of our solution can provide an answer to electronic signatures, having it all in the cloud and things like that. So we've seen some of our partners attracting more business through our solution.
Mm-hmm. And
so
what do you
there's
think?
two things. Oh, sorry. You want to go?
No,
then?
no, you go. It's your turn.
We really need a way to pass the baton. So there's two things that Jan said there that one is referral fee, because I love a good referral fee, right? Anytime I can sell something to a client and get a referral fee, preferably recurring, that's a good thing for me, because it's basically free money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then, so the other thing that I want to ask, you said, Jan's, getting your clients who want to start doing things electronically. A lot of consultants don't really know how to have that conversation with their clients, because so many of us, and myself included, go in, fix a problem, bounce. So how would somebody even start having that conversation with what we call the champion or point of contact of that client? How does someone go about saying hey, are you doing, it's awkward for me to go hey, Tim, are you guys doing documents? Do you want to do it electronically? That just seems weird. It's very unnatural for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be a good way to try to find that information out from your clients and lead them to this path of getting into SignEasy?
Sure. Maybe I can hop in there, Jens.
Sure.
I think now is a great time to have this conversation because of this rutabaga world that we're living in. But aside from that, we've seen a couple of things. First is because the Apple consultants are getting a discounted price of SignEasy, then people just go to the consultant if they're already considering electronic signatures. So they say, hey, and we also, this is a two-way street, right? So we refer business to our consultants as well. And so if there's a customer, I'll go back to the hair salon example. If they're a hair salon and we know they're in a particular area, and they're also getting their business set up for the first time, maybe they're getting their IT set up for the first time, we will let them know hey, there's an Apple consultant in your area. They get a discounted price through SignEasy. Why don't you just set up everything through them? And then that can maybe turn into an MSP or things like that. So people go to the consultants because they realize they get this exclusive price to our software through them. But also even if the consultant is coming in to fix a specific problem or just to offer a direct support on something, you can have that conversation by the way, are you still doing things manually? What's going on with your paperwork? What is your cloud storage looking like? Asking those questions and then pitching electronic signatures, I think is something that's very kind of low pressure, because everybody understands the benefit of electronic signatures. It's maybe harder to pitch the more advanced consultative services, but something like e-signatures is a good foot in door. And so people are actually, yeah, I know I'm going to need this at some point. It's inevitable. You're talking about SignEasy, that sounds great. And then on top of that, you can bundle your other services after this sort of foot in door conversation.
Well, and this is one too that you can, I like to sell by showing. and this is a product that you can just kind of like, especially if it was a new client, you had some documents that you needed them to sign, and like walk them through that process and
I
see
was
how
just
easy it
thinking
is
about
to
this.
sign. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was just thinking like I have to send a contract to a new client, like to sign a new client. If I send it with SignEasy,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, so I don't think there's like a Calendly thing where I can like make money being a Calendly partner, but it's amazing how many of my customers now use Calendly because I will send them my Calendly link.
Right.
And God, I said that word so many times, and it felt every time like I didn't get it right. But
we need a code. We need a code word for that.
But like I'll send somebody my link, and then like 2 weeks later they're like, "Hey,
what was that thing you?
Yeah, right. And so I think that this is one of those solutions that you can 100% do that with. Now, you're not going to roll it into all your old customers, and you're not going to make an excuse to send them something. Well, you might actually, Justin. You might make an excuse to send them something to sign.
No, my clients don't send those. No, but I was thinking, I just slacked you this one, which is that during the last couple of weeks, I've been doing something that I've never done, and which is something you and I have talked about back when we talked to Adam Anks about sending emails to clients. Yeah. So for the last 6-7 weeks, since we've all been working from home, I've been sending on Mondays by the way, we've been working from home for 7 weeks. Here's what the world looks like in IT. And I'll say like, oh, Zoom got updated for the 100th time this week. We've pushed that out to you. But this is something that I was thinking about. Like, I could easily add this into like what you said, Monica, like, what are you doing now due to what's going on out there? We can easily add this into an email and say, by the way, are you, like, for those who are still doing business, which I'm hoping most of you are, like, how are you getting your documents signed? This might be a good solution. And even though I am not a partner, and I'm sure by the time this call is over, Jens and I will take care of that, I'll be able to sell them on SignEasy. Also, by the way, I really noticed, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but we have an Asus Conference Slack for anyone who's not in it. And Monica just joined and introduced herself, and Jens just introduced himself in the introduction channel. And then people are already jumping in on this one, talking about how awesome SignEasy is, and that they're so excited to like get started, and that they're they're literally name dropping who they're dropping publicly in Slack, which I think is amazing because that's happening while we're recording this.
No, that's great to hear. And I think that, I mean, it makes sense, like, right? All of us care about, we like good products. Like, you just want something that works and takes away the headache. And I think that you would think, like, at this point, like, e-signatures are something that are super accepted, and they are, but like still some products are pretty clunky to get started. And so I think like when people are like, oh, it really is that easy, they're going to vouch for the product. Just like Calendly makes it super easy for you to set up something on your calendar.
Sign my pad wasn't that easy.
Well, that was years ago, what was easy back then?
But that's what happened. That's really why, look, my story about Sign My Pad is very public. I talk about this, the fact that like, because I don't code and because we didn't really grow fast enough in the way it was built, we couldn't compete with companies like yourself and a few others, and so we fell out of the market. It was a price battle. But I bow down to the better products. I would like to use better products. You're right. We do buy better products, which if anyone's listening, I think right now the best product out there is a top of the line Mac Pro for $50,000. And my birthday's next week, Tim. And so, yeah, it makes sense.
Mine was last week. I'll just send you the Mac Pro you sent me for my birthday.
Okay. You didn't ask for a Mac Pro. You asked for me to leave you alone, which I did. But you guys you're getting written up not only by Apple, but like, G2 and Google, like you are crushing in this market right now.
And I think that you briefly mentioned this, right? Like, right now, especially, we have seen the signups and traffic increase on our website a lot, but it's because businesses have all of a sudden been forced into this sort of digital transformation. Like, and they're really asking themselves, like, did we ever have a contingency plan in place? Like, did we ever think about if all of a sudden tomorrow our whole company has to go work from home, are we going to be able to continue? And so it's kind of good that it's forcing people to think about, going paperless and going digital on so many things. So we're just hoping that it becomes something that stays on.
I mean, another great thing about this particular product is, you know, over the years, I've had a lot of my um, bigger, we wouldn't not enterprise, but really large small businesses, um, you know, come and want signing solutions. And when we would talk about some of the other solutions, you know, the cost of entry was so huge that, you know, like I would go, okay, let's have a meeting. What's your budget? All right, we're not doing this, right? And so I so I think that, you know, it's really great to have a product that's available, that it doesn't like the price doesn't exclude the conversation, you know, make the conversation something you're just not even going to have. So
Well, there's that, isn't that rule, right? Like you could have it can be good, it can be fast, it can be cheap. You could only have two of the three.
Two of the three.
Like, right? But SignEasy breaks that because this is what you're saying, right? The price is good. It is a good price. It is clearly a very good product.
Right.
I mean, otherwise, unless they're stacking 22,000 reviews on the App Store, which would take God knows how much time and money. You know,
21,000 of them by Jens, but
yeah.
Oh, they're all named
like,
Jens.
Yeah, he's like, I got a day to kill. I'll just do that. And clearly, e-signature makes working faster. So somehow or other, SignEasy breaks that golden rule, which means anything's possible. I mean, physics be damned at this point.
Yeah, I think SignEasy is able to defy gravity this year. I'm just kidding. But I think it's because our focus has been so specific, right? Like we want to support small and medium up to mid-sized companies, and we want to stay light and efficient. And so we price ourselves in a way to reflect that. We price ourselves where it's SMB friendly. And since our focus has been that way, I think it's helped everything align and makes our customers really happy. There's great competitors out there. They're doing a lot of good stuff, but we don't really go after the same types of clients.
Right.
And we like the small to medium business, which is why we're doing Asus virtual show. Okay, so to just quickly wrap this up, Jens, how do Apple consultants partner? Was there like a link? Do they have to email you? Is there smoke signal? How does an ACNer become an Apple partner? An owl. Nice Hogwarts reference.
If you can send an owl our way, we'll probably get back to you in a week.
The easiest way would be to send an email to acn-partner@signeasy.com, and that will land in my inbox, and then I can take it forward from there. And then, you know, what we typically like to do for all of our partners is we get you set up with a personal account. You know, get you to use the solution, get very comfortable with it, because at the end of the day, we want you to know what our solution can do, right? And then from there, you know, we'll set up a few training calls. We'll do an onboarding call. There'll be a contract involved, and we'll discuss the terms of that contract, and we can take it forward from there.
Do you guys sign the contract with SignEasy?
I think we do, yeah.
Everything is done through SignEasy.
Can you imagine?
No, we do everything through SignEasy.
And the great thing about this too is the timing, right? It's a perfect time to, if you're an ACN, it's a perfect time to take advantage of this. We know that everybody's doing a ton of extra training and stuff. Now that we're 5 or 6 weeks in, and you know, we're not totally doing crisis management. You know, it's the time to sharpen those tools, add the tools to your toolbox.
Yeah.
Do this, go through the training. If any of my friends are out there and they don't have a good experience with these two, let me know. We'll get it sorted out. I promise it'll be fine.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, we want to make sure that we're giving a really cool tool to add to the toolkit, but we also want to make sure, like Jens mentioned, that the partners are trying it, that they know how great it is, because we also, like, partners, at the end of the day, if the clients have a problem, if they don't like it, they're going to come back to you, and you're going to lose business, and they're not going to recommend you. So we really want the partners, first and foremost, to try out the product, love the product, so that they can recommend it. And also, if you recommend it, and then there's a great, you know, financial component to you, depending on, you know, how many customers you're bringing in. It's a nice extra check that can come in every month or quarter. So
I'm done with that. Jens, you got an email from me in your inbox. All right. So thank you, Jens and Monica. Hang on the line for a second. So Tim, I mean, I think SignEasy is a great partner to have, especially for Asus Conference 2020, the Prequel, because those tickets are free, and we're all about small, medium businesses surviving in this post-rutabaga world. It's so funny that we still say it like this, but it says what the right words are on the website. I double checked it. And we want them to, a lot of, look, we know that unemployment's up. We know businesses are having problems and things like that. But we want them to be able to pivot, and we want them to be able to survive and thrive. And I think that's what I know that's what the conference is all about. And I think, having companies like SignEasy be a part of it is going to be a huge thing.
Absolutely. And, I think that if Klinger or Radar were here today, they would 100% sign up.
Did you just drop a MASH reference? Oh my God. That's amazing. Because both of them are in after MASH, and that's the best. I can't, oh man, you just made my day. I was having such a bad day before this, and now the rest of my day is going to be sunshine.
Turn it around.
All right, so sign up today, asusconf.com. That's ACESCONF.com. Click register for May. If you're an Apple consultant, click register for October, and you get the May show for free. Sign up. You could be SMB is free if you want to just do the May show as an IT consultant, want to learn some stuff. $199 for the bonus content. It's all on the website. Stop listening to me.
If you're an Apple consultant, send this to your customers. Get your customers to go to the virtual conference. They can meet they can also meet the SignEasy people. They'll see some promos for SignEasy. They'll come back to you and say, how do we implement this? So
That's great.
It's win, 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 win.
Yeah.
I love that. Free, win, 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 win. All right, Tim, you have anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
I do not. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
That's it for us. Thanks so much, everyone.